Pokemon White 2 with only gift Pokemon was the gift that kept on giving. But now it's time for another fun challenge. Can I beat Pokemon HeartGold with only Espeon and Umbreon? We got quite the yin and yang situation with these two. Espeon is our quick glass cannon and Umbreon is our tanky wall. Stat-wise, both eeveelutions sit at 525 for their base stats. So we may not need to overlevel them this time around, but we'll see. I'm curious to see how these two synergize, and I'm not too sure how their movesets will work out. There are plenty of options with TMs at our disposal, so only time will tell. One of our biggest challenges at the start of the game will be getting Eevee to evolve to either an Espeon or an Umbreon. Once we arrive in Goldenrod City, this will become easier, but it will take some time to get this challenge really going. As always, do keep in mind I'm writing the script as I go through the challenge, so all this is being written before I get started. Comment down below your guesses if I can win or not. I'm suspecting that we won't have too many problems until we reach the 8th gym and onwards. I know I say that pretty often, but it's because I typically don't see any easy way to get around the dragon types until we get there. Let's go over the rules. Only Espeon and Umbreon can be used in battle. Of course I can also use its pre-evolution Eevee. But I can still catch other Pokemon to use for HMs. No glitches or exploits, and no items in battle with the exception of held items. So without any further ado, let's do this. Using the universal randomizer, we replaced Cyndaquil with Eevee. I went this route so that our rival would pick Totodile, as it can learn Bite and Crunch, so that will give Espeon a bit of trouble later on for sure. And I don't recall what the other starters learned that could actually provide us a challenge. We nickname Eevee Yin. You might be able to guess what I'll name the other Eevee later on. Yin has a quiet nature, special attack is up and speed is down. Probably one of the more confusing natures we could have gotten. It's not great, but it's not bad either. And the adaptability ability. This powers up moves of the same type. That will greatly help us out at the start of this challenge, as it powers up Tackle and any other normal type moves. Later on, both eeveelutions do gain the Synchronize ability, so this doesn't really matter at the moment. Anyways, upwards and onwards. Our first rival battle had me concerned due to Yin missing the first 2 tackles while Totodile laid on Leers. The third tackle does hit, but another Leer also lands. But the next tackle knocks out Totodile. I was worried about getting one-hit KO during that battle, but luckily it all turned out fine in the end. As we make our way through Sprout Tower, I worried about Yin not evolving before level 15. Some of you may be wondering why I didn't just swap in the start with the actual eeveelution. Well, I wanted to earn the eeveelution, just because. I'm gonna have to deal with this later anyways. So I did a bit of research, and one of the ways to increase happiness in these games, far be the slowest, is to simply walk around with your Pokemon. Every 256 steps will increase the happiness value up by 1. So we just do this for a while. But after getting bored of that, we decided to take on the Violet City Gym. Gym Leader Falconer's up. Yin nearly takes out Pidgey with 1 tackle, but survives and uses Sand Attack. Luckily, the next tackle hits and knocks out Pidgey. Pidgeotto hits with a crit tackle as we miss ours. We're hit by tackle again, and that 1 Sand Attack from earlier gives us some more trouble, as we miss our next tackle. Yin goes down to 4 HP, but we do land a hit with tackle of our own, but it doesn't do much. And we're taken out by Gust. So that doesn't help. I best get stepping. Though I get the feeling that no amount of walking will get Yin to evolve quite yet. So we should just take on the gym again. We try again at level 16. Yin is able to one-shot Pidgey now. Pidgeotto gives us quite the battle as we exchange tackles and our opponent tosses a few roosts. We get a tail whip in before missing a handful of tackles, but eventually get 2 good hits in to knock out Pidgeotto, ending the battle with 4 HP. First gym badge done and dusted. Kill 2 birds with 1 Eevee. Moving right along, we travel down to Azalea Town. Wow, that rhymed. After making easy work of Team Rocket, we decide to take on the gym. Gym Leader Bugsy's up. Scyther's trickier to battle as we are outsped, miss a few tackles, and then eventually get knocked out. So, trying again at level 22. Now that we know Quick Attack, this should go a little easier. Quick Attack does miles better than Tackle in this generation. I was a bit worried with Scyther critting us with its own quick attack, thanks to focus energy, but we get a few good hits in with our own quick attacks before Scyther is healed back to full. A few more exchanges of quick attack and we knock out Scyther. Metapod is then taken out by 2 quick attacks, and Kakuna goes down in the same fashion, ending the battle. Second gym badge done and dusted. Man, this Eevee's all the buzz. Now for our next rival battle. But we encounter one problem with this first Pokemon. I can't hit it. All I can do is throw Sand at it until Yin eventually faints from its curse. Dope. So I guess it's back to level grinding. Yay. Gonna need to get to level 29 to learn Bite. At level 24, we're able to evolve Yin. But we're not gonna do that yet. Since we need Bite, I'm committed to getting Yin to level 29. So after many hours of level grinding, we get to 29, learn Bite, evolve Yin to an Umbreon, and learn Confuse Ray. Now let's rematch our rival. With Bite and Confuse Ray at our disposal, this should go by much easier. Both Ghastly and Zubat are one-shot by a Bite each. As a precaution, Yin uses Confuse Ray on Crocona, as this move pays off this round. Bite deals a ton of damage to Crocona, that Pokemon, but it shakes off the confusion, luckily missing Scary Face, and the next Bite fishes it off, ending the battle. It'll be some time before we can obtain the other half of this team, so let's move on to Goldenrod City. While we're here, it is Sunday, so we pick up the TM27 return. Gym Leader Whitney's up. Clefairy takes 2 bites before going down. Now Milk Tank is where things go on for a while. Bite does a decent amount of damage, but I forgot that she has a track, so I should have set up Confuse Ray and Sand attacks first. Most of my attacks don't even make it through, while Milk Tank heals itself with Milk Drink. So through many stalls and RNGesus, we eventually knock out Milk Tank, ending the battle. Third gym badge done and dusted. How about some more cheese with your wine? We pick up the usual items and TMs from National Park and make our way to Ecruteak City. There we encounter Bill. Once he heads home to Goldenrod City, we return to pick up another Eevee. We nickname our second Eevee Yang. Get it? Because Yin and Yang? Yeah. Yang comes with a calm nature. Special defense is up and attack is down. This is quite the perfect nature for Yang since it will be mostly a special attacker. We equip the Soothe Bell to help speed up the happiness growth, and we go for a haircut for Yang and oh, I guess the brothers are away on Mondays. Well, we have to level up Yang anyways, so that'll have to do. Now I've been training Yang for a few hours, but the happiness isn't quite high enough for an Espeon evolution. So for now we'll be moving on to the next rival battle. Ghastly is one shot by Bite and Yin levels up to 34. We swap in Yang, then out to help gain experience since Yin is so overleveled. But this causes Yin to become paralyzed with Thunder Wave. Luckily, Yin's synchronized ability tosses the effect right back. No matter, as we still land 2 bites to knock out Magnemite. Doing the Yin-Yang switcheroo gets Yin confused by Supersonic. But despite the parafusion, Yin still knocks out Zubat in one shot with Bite. Risking the Do-Si-Do once more, Ying is hit with Scary Face, not once but twice, eventually landing Bite getting down the yellow HP. Then snaps out Confusion and hits with Ice Fang, but our Bite is stronger, knocking out our rival's last Pokemon, getting Yang to level to 20, ending the battle. Now on to the next gym. Gym Leader Morty's up. We start things off by saying Yang out to battle, but quickly switch him out for Ying to take a mean look from Ghastly, but we still knock out Ghastly in one shot with Bite. We keep Yang in to take on Gengar. As long as Yang was present for some of this battle, it'll count towards his happiness. That, we swiftly knock out the rest of Morty's team with bites from Ying. 4th gym badge done and dusted. Boo-hoo for Morty. Trucking down past Olivine City, we surf to Siennawood City. And it takes some time, but we eventually get Yang to evolve at level 29, learning Bite as an Eevee and then Swift as an Espeon. So since we're here, let's take on the Siennawood City gym. We swap in Silph Scarf, replacing the Soothe Bell Yang was holding. This will help boost Swift, our only special attack move at the moment. It'll help Quick Attack as well, so that's good. Gym Leader Chuck is up. We get a good start by critting Primeape with Swift. Now he sets up Double Team, so we respond with Sand Attack but miss. It takes me a bit, but I eventually realize that Yang has Swift, a move that never misses. So a couple Swifts and we knock out Primeape. We toss a couple Sand Attacks at Poliwrath, but we're still hit by Body Slime and Surf. Our Swift doesn't do much in terms of damage, and we only got a few left, so we're limited on time. We get brought down to 3 HP and nearly take down Poliwrath, but then Chuck heals him up back to full. Knowing Yang's time is nearly up, we use another Sand Attack, but Poliwrath misses the next couple attacks as we get a few more hits in before getting knocked out by a Body Slam. Yin uses Confuse Ray to give Poliwrath a harder time to hit us. So after a barrage of quick attacks, and Poliwrath either hurting itself or missing, we eventually knock out Poliwrath, ending the battle. 5th gym badge done and dusted. We put up one heck of a fight for that badge. Before taking on the next gym, we spent some time training up Yang more en route to the new Safari Zone. It's a shame that there's only so many double battles in this game. Next up is the Olivine City Gym. Gym Leader Jasmine's up. The first Magnemite takes a Side Beam, not doing very effective damage, but it's the best we got. And it paralyzes Yang with Thunder Wave, but it gets it right back before taking another Side Beam, knocking it out. The second Magnemite is taken down in relatively the same fashion, but is able to land a couple Thunderbolts on us, Yang being paralyzed on a round before Magnemite goes down. Steelix is able to finish off Yang with an Iron Tail. Yin tries to trip up Steelix with the Confuse Ray Sand Attack combo, as none of our attacks can make a dent on our opponent. It's a lot of back and forth with Steelix hurting himself with Confusion and Feint Attack being used here and there. I don't know what's doing more damage, the self-harm from Confuse Ray or Feint Attack. Sadly, Steelix is able to land an Iron Tail, dealing a lot of damage to Yin, and then finishes us off with Rock Throw. I suspect this gym would have given us trouble, so we go ahead and teach Yin Dig to help with the type coverage, and we try again. This time we dispatch the Magnemites with a Dig for each. Now for Steelix. As I suspected, this is a tanky girl. Though Dig does a bit more damage than Feint Attack did. We keep Steelix at bay with Confuse Ray and dodging hits with Dig. Steelix then whips out Sandstorm to get a bit of damage on Yin whenever he isn't underground. But our patience pays off as we slowly but surely knock out Steelix, ending the battle. 6th gym badge done and dusted. Sorry to steal the show, Jasmine. We pick up a few packages from the Pokemart and continue on with our journey. After arriving at the Lake of Rage, we pick up TM10 Hidden Power. So we're gonna check what Yang's Hidden Power is. Nothing on Abra, Metapod, or Sunkern. Super effective against Geodude, so that makes Yang's Hidden Power Steel. That's not bad considering we've had issues in the past HeartGold challenges against rock types. This would also help against ice types as well, kind of like the ice gym that's ahead of us. So we'll keep it. We swiftly take care of Team Rocket, get it? And then we receive HM05 Whirlpool from Lance. Now it's gym time. Gym Leader Price is up. Seal is hit by Psybeam going down to red HP and then uses Icy Wind which lowers Yang's speed. Hyper Potion is used this turn and Psybeam repeats itself doing about the same damage as before, with a follow-up Swift to knock out Seal. Piloswine is hit with Hidden Power, triggering its Citrus Berry and biting down on Yang with Ice Fang. Another Hidden Power gets Piloswine down to red HP as it hits Yang with more Ice Fang. And a third Hidden Power knocks out Piloswine. Psybeam does more work to bring Dewgong down to yellow HP and it hits Yang with an Aurora Beam. But the next Psybeam knocks out Price's last Pokemon, ending the battle. 7th gym badge done and dusted. Ice, ice, baby. Next rival battle's up. Golbat isn't able to deal much damage to Yin as it is taken down just after a few feint attacks, and Yin levels up to 40. Feraligatr is confused but still uses Thrash. Feint Attack does okay damage as Feraligatr shakes off our confusion, landing another Thrash just to confuse itself. That made sense. Yin goes for Dig to take advantage of the confusion and Feraligatr hurts itself. Dig does about the same amount of damage as Feint Attack did, and Feraligatr quickly snaps out Confusion to land more Thrashes. Yin goes for another Dig to encourage the Confusion to trigger, but it doesn't, but at least we get a bit more damage in. We take another hit from Thrash, but Feraligatr becomes confused once more. A final Feint Attack knocks out Feraligatr. Magnemite is one-shot by Dig. Sneasel quick attacks Ying for 8 HP as it goes down for Dig, causing Sneasel to miss its Feint Attack and going down to half HP. Sneasel's next Feint Attack lands but doesn't do as much as Yin's Dig nearly takes it out. But a following quick attack knocks out Sneasel. Last up is Haunter, who is swiftly taken down by Feint Attack. The rest of Team Rocket are pushovers, so let's move on to the next gym. Gym Leader Claire's up. We send out Yang first to take on the Intimidation, but then switch out to Yin immediately to tank Gyarados' bite. Yang uses Confuse Ray on Gyarados, resulting in hitting itself. Feint Attack brings Gyarados down to half HP as it hits itself again. Next, Feint Attack nearly knocks out Gyarados, but it survives with a sliver of HP, snaps out Confusion, and lands a Dragon Rage on Yin. So of course, Claire heals Gyarados back to full, and Ying reapplies the Confuse Ray. This plays out pretty much the same with Ying landing a few Feint Attacks, Gyarados hitting itself but landing one Dragon Rage before going down. Dragonair is nearly knocked out by a crit Feint Attack before landing Thunder Wave on Yin. Luckily, Synchronize gets Dragonair paralyzed as well, plus its Jet Skin ability didn't kick in, so that's good. Dragonair is then finished off with a quick attack. Yang hits Kingdra with a crit Psybeam, almost knocking it out in one shot. But with a sliver of HP, its Citrus Berry activates and then uses Smoke Screen on Yang. But Swift crits to knock out Kingdra. Yang is hit by Dragon Pulse and remains paralyzed on the first turn back out. We're hit with another Dragon Pulse and land a Feint Attack on Dragonair. The next Dragon Pulse crits, getting Ying to 18 HP, and Feint Attack also brings Dragonair down to red HP. But Claire uses a full restore on Dragonair, just when we thought we had this battle in the bag, and Quick Attack strikes. We're paralyzed next turn and take a Dragon Pulse, going down to 4 HP. Ying gets one more Quick Attack in before getting knocked out by Dragon Pulse. Yang then arrives to Psybeam Dragonair, ending the battle. And after completing some extracurricular activity, we obtain our 8th gym badge. Claire certainly likes to drag things on. Now, I think it's only fair, since I'm doing an eeveelution run, to show the Kimono Girl battles. And aside from Umbreon v Umbreon, foreshadowing, the rest of the eeveelutions are relatively easy. Though the burn did eventually knock out Yang, and Vaporeon knocks out Yang with Surf. Oh. We lost. I may have underestimated how brutal this can be. So we take a good look at our held items and switch things up a bit. Ying gets Soft Sand to boost Dig, and Yang gets Choice Specs to boost Psybeam or Swift. This is really just for these eeveelution battles, and yeah, that did the trick. But it's now time for us to trek up to the Pokemon League. On our way up, Ying and Yang level up to 50. So here are dem stats. As expected, Yang is our Glass Cannon. Very fast and high special attack, but fragile to physical attacks. Pretty good special defense though. Yang's held item will be a case-by-case basis until I can pick up the Wise Glasses in Pewter City. Ying is the tank, though oddly slightly higher special attack over physical attack. And not as fast, but still pretty good. But for now we'll keep Ying as our physical attacker of the team. Moves-wise, I plan on upgrading Ying's Quick Attack to return if things get tough. Yang will eventually learn Psychic, that will replace Psybeam. Swift might get upgraded to Hyper Beam, but I like Swift more. And with that, we take on our rival one more time. Ying takes an Icy Wind as it swapped in, then a Quick Attack before digging underground. And finally gains Sneasel to miss Feint Attack before receiving damage from Dig. Now I could have just gone for Return here, but I went for Style Points with Dig to knock out Sneasel. Yin takes a Slash from Feraligatr as we dazzle it with Confuse Ray. We then take a Waterfall before doing a bit of damage with Feint Attack. Feraligatr hurts itself next turn and takes another Feint Attack, finally repeating the process to knock out Feraligatr. Shockingly, Magneton is one-shot by Dig, Golbat is one-shot by a crit Psybeam, Haunter is one-shot by Feint Attack, and then Kadabra is one-shot by Feint Attack. That's it for our rival. It is now time for us to take on the Elite Four. Comment down below your guesses on whether we can win or not. I think we'll have an okay time for the most part, but we may have some trouble against the Dark and Dragon type Pokemon. Alright, let's do this. Psychic Trainer Will is up. Xatu takes 2 Feint Attacks before going down. Xatu's Confuse Ray causes Yin to hurt itself on the first turn against Exeggutor as it sets up Reflect. Snapping out Confusion next turn gets us to deal a bit of damage to Exeggutor, but it uses Hypnosis to put Yin to sleep. Our only hope is to keep spamming Feint Attack while we take a barrage of Egg Bombs while asleep. A few turns later and we wake up and land Feint Attack, but Will heals Exeggutor back to full health, and with Reflect back up, Yin's Feint Attacks only do a bit of damage. We use Confuse Ray on Exeggutor, but it still manages to hit Yin with Sleep. After a few more turns, we're down to red HP and land a Feint Attack to get Exeggutor down to yellow. But luck is on our side as Exeggutor misses the next Egg Bomb and we knock it out with 2 more Feint Attacks. The level up gets Ying's HP up to 10, and we manage to knock out Jinx in one shot with Feint Attack. Another Feint Attack gets Slowbro down to almost half before knocking out Ying with Water Pulse. Yang takes a bite out of Slowbro as it sets up Curse. The next bite flinches Slowbro, and then a third bite knocks it out. Xatu is nearly knocked out by a single bite, survives, triggering its Citrus Berry, but becomes flinched this turn. Then the following bite knocks out Xatu, ending the battle. Next, Poison Trainer Koga's up. Yin goes for Dig right at the get-go, having Gyarados miss Poison Jab. Dig doesn't do too much damage, but neither does Poison Jab. So, logically, we go for Dig again. This pretty much plays out the same way as the third Dig knocks out Gyarados. Fortress proves to be a better wall as we virtually do no damage with Dig. So it's a lot of back and forth with Ying using Confuse Ray and Dig as Fortress either hurts itself or uses Protect. It takes a very long while, but eventually we knock out Fortress with it using Explosion on itself and knocking out Ying in the process. I later find out Espeon Psybeam would have been more useful here. Yang is poisoned by Toxic Spikes laid out previously and nearly knock out Muck with Psybeam as it uses Minimize. Yay! Swift then knocks out Muck. Yang lands a crit Swift on Crobat, triggering its Citrus Berry as it uses Double Team. But then Psybeam finishes off Crobat and Yang levels up to 52. The poison's starting to take its toll, so we quickly finish things off with Psybeam on Venomoth, ending the battle. After a quick heal, we take on Fighting Trainer Bruno. This is dealt with quickly as Psybeam knocks out every fighting type Pokemon in one shot and Onix in one shot with Hidden Power. Okay, Machamp takes 2 shots, but you get the idea. This battle was easy peasy. Going from one extreme to the other, Dark Trainer Karen kicks things up. Pardon the phrase. I expend every resource available to combat her Umbreon. This takes longer than our battle with Fortress. And after nearly 10 minutes on just her first Pokemon, Umbreon is eventually knocked out. This small victory doesn't last long though, as Gengar knocks out Yang with a Focus Blast. 3 bites later from Yang knocks it out. Yang hits with Swift gain Murkrow down to under half as it returns a favor with Feint Attack. Luckily the next Swift knocks out Murkrow. Houndoom takes a Swift from Yang but finishes us off with Crunch. Just as I thought, we need to level grind and figure something out. So after 2 more failed attempts on Karen, we finally see victory. We're in better shape in our bout with Gengar this time. Ying is confused from its battle with Umbreon and is hit with Spite, but despite that, get it, we land Feint Attack nearly taking down Gengar. A crit Focus Blast deals a ton of damage to Yang and we hurt ourselves with Confusion. We switch out to Yang taking the next Focus Blast before finishing off with Bite. Murkrow is nearly taken down by Return. Luckily the second Return knocks out Murkrow. Yang uses Dig on Houndoom as it sets up its Nasty Plot. But Houndoom survives the attack from Dig, causing it to use its Citrus Berry and hits Yang with Flamethrower, knocking it out. But then Yang comes to the rescue with Swift to knock out Houndoom. Fire Bloom is then one shot by Psybeam, ending the battle. Now, it is time to take on the Johto League champion, Lance. We go with a similar strategy we took with Claire and send out Yang to take the effect of the Intimidate ability and switch in Yang, who takes a Waterfall in the first turn. Yin uses Confuse Ray on Gyarados, but it doesn't stop the next Waterfall from hitting. Feint Attack still doesn't seem to do that much damage as we take another Waterfall. Return fares a bit better, but Gyarados snaps out Confusion and lands yet another Waterfall. We use Return again, but Gyarados uses Flail, bringing us down to 1 HP. Predicting the heal from Lance, we set up a new Confuse Ray. Return gets 1 more hit in before we are knocked out by Waterfall. Man, we're having some bad luck with Confusion for us. Yang hits with Psybeam, nearly taking Gyarados down as we are still hit by Waterfall. The next Psybeam knocks out the Water Onix. Yang uses Hidden Power on Aerodactyl as we are crunched, going down to 14 HP. Thankfully, the next Hidden Power knocks out Aerodactyl and Yang levels up to 60. Charizard is then hit by Psybeam, going down to half, and then it takes Yang out with Air Slash. Yeah, that was tough. You know what this means? We have to go through the Elite Four again. Ah, shit. Here we go again. After 8 hours of running through the Elite Four over and over again, we get Yang to level 69. Nice. After knocking out Charizard. Now we're cooking with gas. Yin confuses Dragonite, causing it to hurt itself. We land Return, but Dragonite still hits with Outrage. The next Return gets Dragonite to below half, triggering its Citrus Berry, but this time Dragonite hurts itself thanks to Confusion. And then the next Return knocks it out. We go for a Confuse Ray again on the next Dragonite as it hurts itself 2 turns in a row. We're paralyzed by its Thunder Wave and send it right back with Synchronize. Lance heals Dragonite and Yin uses Feint Attack. This time we are slower, so Dragon Rush hits right before we can set up Confusion again. Dragonite hits itself before we're paralyzed this turn. The next Dragon Rush lands, but we hit with Return, getting Dragonite to red HP. This time I predict a heal from Lance and we use Confuse Ray. Since we're slower, we need Confusion to work if we hope to survive. Dragonite still lands Dragon Rush, bringing us the 3 HP. Our Return hits, but it was our last one. Confusion procs as we are paralyzed. Things are looking grim. Dragon Rush misses next turn and we land Feint Attack. Dragonite snaps out Confusion, uses Thunder and misses. Okay. And our Feint Attack knocks out Dragonite. Sheesh, Lance. Aiming for the overkill, I see. Lance's third and final Dragonite is sent out. It misses Dragon Rush, allowing us to use Confuse Ray. Dragonite surpasses the Confusion and uses Blizzard. Jeez, Lance. Luckily it misses, and Yang hits with Feint Attack. But the next Blizzard critically hits, knocking out Yang. Lance really had it out for my Umbreon. Yang is sent out with only 62 HP remaining, but our Glass Cannon fires and a crit Psychic knocks out Dragonite, ending the battle. That took a lot, but we did it. We beat Pokemon HeartGold. HeartGolf. We beat Pokemon HeartGold with a team of Espeon and Umbreon. Of course, we're not quite done yet. We still have the optional Pokemon Trainer Red to battle. As I suspect, the Kanto gyms won't give us much trouble at this point. So, along the way we catch Snorlax for its leftovers to give it to Yang. And we pick up the Wise Glasses to give to Yang. We teach Dark Pulse to Yang. And we also pick up TM86, just in case. So now it's time to take on Pokemon Trainer Red. And it is clear right away we are underleveled for this battle. Red's lowest level Pokemon is his level 80 Lapras. So, no surprise, we don't survive long. After a few tries, I get desperate and I start rematching the Elite Four to help level grind. I don't normally do this, but I don't think I can handle another day of level grinding. There is a reason why this video is so late in completing. We try again at level 86. Though Yang and Yang are outputting more damage and are tanking more, we still fail in the end. After a few days of level grinding, we get Yang and Yang to level 96. Pikachu still takes 2 turns to go down with the use of Dig. Grassnot almost can take down Blastoise, just need a bit more oomph to make that a one-shot. Luckily Blizzard is a bit more survivable at this point. Snorlax is our toughest opponent, literally. This thing can take hits. And since we don't have a fighting move, it takes a lot before we can even knock out Snorlax. Lapras is also just as tanky for us to face, but Grassnot helps out a ton. We're able to deal massive damage to Charizard using Psychic, but with Yang down to 40 HP, a single Dragon Pulse is enough to knock it down. And unfortunately, Yang can't pick up the victory as Red heals Charizard back to full. Dark Pulse is looking promising, but a crit Flare Blitz ends our chances of victory this time around. We swap out the Wise Glasses for Choice Specs in the hopes it will cause Yang to power through the majority of the battle. This does change our strategy a little, as we will have to switch out Yang for Yang
if we want to use a different move, but the increased power is notable. Now it takes a few tries and some luck, Yang gets Blastoise down in one shot. We keep the good times going and use Grass Knot on Snorlax, dealing half of its HP on the first turn. He takes us back with Crunch, but the hail damage gives us hope, believe it or not, getting Snorlax's HP to below half, allowing the next Grass Knot to knock him down. Lapras is one shot by Grass Knot, but with Yang getting pelted by hail, we decide to switch out to Yang. The paralysis proves to be troublesome as we take a few Flare Blitz as we use Dark Pulse. The leftovers keeps us hanging in there and the hail nearly knocks out Charizard. But since this isn't enough, Red heals Charizard back to full. We try to get a bit more damage on Charizard with Dark Pulse, but go down to the next Flare Blitz. As the hail chips away at Charizard, we send out Yang. This time our Glass Cannon shows Red who's boss. Despite Red healing Charizard out of danger, a single Psychic is just enough to allow the hail to finish off Charizard. With 42 HP left in the tank, our last opponent is Venusaur. Luckily we are locked into Psychic thanks to Choice Specs, and we take down Venusaur in one shot, ending the battle. Holy cow, that took days. I couldn't believe Red would be this difficult with 2 Pokemon on my side. These HeartGold challenges always take a lot out of me. It may be a while before I make a return to Johto. But, there you have it. We beat Pokemon HeartGold with a team of Espeon and Umbreon. Technically, I think this is the first time we've actually beat HeartGold completely. I hope you're looking forward to the next challenge as much as I am. Can I beat Pokemon White with only one Chimchar? That's right, he's back. Give the video a like if you liked it. Consider subscribing to the channel for more videos like this, and ring the bell to be notified whenever a new video goes up. But that's all I have for you guys today, so until then you guys, this is SolarPrimal signing out, and bye for now.